5 pieces of wisdom from my mother before she passed away that inspired my success. Introduction. A whisper that echoes through time. The final words of a loved one are more than just sounds. They are echoes that reverberate in the chambers of the heart long after the voice is gone. I remember sitting beside my mother's fragile frame, her hand resting lightly in mine as she whispered words that would shape my destiny. Grief often silences the noise of the world, but in that silence, her wisdom roared. This isn't just a story about loss. It's about how the seeds of wisdom, planted in the soil of my soul, blossomed into the success I live today. Here are the 5 pieces of wisdom my mother gifted me before she left this world. Lessons etched in love, faith, and resilience. 1. Your pain holds the seeds of your purpose. Pain has a way of making us feel isolated, as if the universe has turned its back. But my mother taught me that pain is not a punishment. It's a hidden classroom. She said, in every ache, there's a lesson. In every tear, there's growth. At first, these words felt hollow, but life unfolded them like a letter sealed with wax. After her passing, I found myself drowning in grief, questioning the fairness of it all. Yet, in the depths of that sorrow, I discovered purpose. Pain became the chisel that shaped my character, carving out empathy, resilience, and strength. I realized that the most successful people aren't those who've avoided pain, but those who've transformed it. Affirmation. My pain is not my prison. It is my path to purpose. Reflection. What pain are you carrying today, and how can it be the seed of something greater? 2. Speak life over yourself. Even when no one else does, there were days when the world seemed eager to remind me of my failures. During those times, my mother's voice echoed in my heart. If no one speaks life over you, do it yourself. Words are not just sounds. They are seeds. What you plant, you will harvest. She believed in the power of affirmations long before it became a trend. She'd stand in front of the mirror, battling illness, yet declaring, I am strong. I am whole. I am loved. Witnessing her defy reality with her words taught me that the mind believes what it hears repeatedly. Success begins with self-talk. I started rewriting the narrative of my life, not with the voices of doubt, but with affirmations rooted in faith and possibility. Affirmation. I am the author of my story. My words create my world. Reflection. What story are you telling yourself today, and how is it shaping your reality? 3. Faith isn't about seeing. It's about believing beyond the darkness. Faith was my mother's oxygen, especially when life suffocated hope. She once told me, faith isn't about waiting for the light. It's about believing it exists even in the dark. When her health declined, she never let despair define her. Her prayers weren't pleas of desperation, but declarations of trust. I learned that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the courage to believe despite it. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, I've faced moments where logic screamed impossible, but faith whispered, try one more time, and that whisper was louder than fear. Affirmation. I walk by faith, not by sight. My belief shapes my reality. Reflection. Where do you need to choose faith over fear in your life right now? 4. You are not defined by what happens to you, but how you rise after life will knock you down. That's a guarantee. But as my mother said, falling isn't failure. Refusing to rise is. She embodied resilience, rising from setbacks with grace and grit. I remember failing my first business venture. The embarrassment was suffocating, but her words echoed, this isn't the end unless you decide it is. Failure became my mentor, not my master. Every setback taught me something invaluable, and with each rise, I grew stronger. Affirmation. I am not my failures. I am my comebacks. Reflection. How have your past failures been disguised lessons in resilience? 5. Love is the legacy that outlives us. My mother left no inheritance of wealth, but she left a fortune in love. The only thing you can take with you beyond this life is the love you gave, she whispered. In the rush for success, it's easy to neglect relationships, but true wealth is measured by the lives you've touched. I began to see success not just as personal achievements, but as the impact I made on others. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, adds to a legacy that time cannot erase. Affirmation: I choose to love deeply and live fully, leaving a legacy that outlives me. Reflection: what legacy of love are you creating today? Conclusion: the echo of her wisdom. As I reflect on these lessons, I realize that my mother's words were more than advice. They were the blueprint for a meaningful life. Success is not just about achievements, but about growth, resilience, faith, and love. Her wisdom didn't die with her. It lives in me, in every choice I make, and in every life I touch. I urge everyone to hold these words close. Let them inspire you to rise, believe, love, and succeed. Not in spite of life's challenges, but because of them. Kindly subscribe, like, follow, share, and comment.